A lot of mystery surrounds the Georgia Guidestones. These stones are made out of granite and are located in Elberton, Georgia. They were commissioned by Robert C. Christian and an unknown group of other wealthy financial backers. The builders and the company enlisted to build this structure. Joe H. Fendley Sr., president of Elberton Granite, and many other builders are known Freemasons. There are 10 guides or commandments on these stones in 8 different languages: English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, and Russian. Also on the flagstone, there is the ancient writings of Babylonian, Classical Greek, Sanskrit, and Egyptian hieroglyphs. This monument was unveiled on March 22, 1980. 322 is also the number of the Skull and Bones fraternity at Yale that George W. Bush was so notably part of. There was also a book written to go along with these guidestones. These 10 commandments read as follows: maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Number 2, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Number 3, unite humanity with a living new language. Number 4, rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Number 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Number 6, let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Number 7, avoid petty laws and useless officials. Number 8, balance personal rights with social duties. Number 9, prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. And number 10, be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. Now, the name R.C. Christian is an acronym or commonly used by the Masonic group, the Rosicrucians. And in 1986, a book was published called Common Sense Renewed. Its author was Robert C. Christian. Let these guidestones be an age of reason. Thomas Paine, who wrote The Age of Reason and also wrote Common Sense, was actually a Rosicrucian. The Rosicrucian fraternity existed in America even before the American Revolution, and in 1774, the Great Council of Three, the governing body of the Rosicrucian fraternity, was composed of Benjamin Franklin, George Clymer, and Thomas Paine. It is said that Thomas Paine's pen was more important for America's winning of their independence than George Washington's sword. In 2014, there was a stone added. It was a cube stone which read the numbers 8, 12, 14, 20, and on one side the letters MM, and on the other the letters JAM. This was inserted into a void on the English-Spanish stone. Now I urge you to check out the entire article on this called Sinister Sights, the Georgia Guidestones. And also, please check out the YouTube channel who has a couple videos on this, Truthstream Media. Their videos are very informative. It has been proposed that R.C. Christian might actually be Ted Turner, as he has advocated for a mass reduction in Earth's population. And just to note, 500 million is less than 10% of the Earth's current population. The Earth currently has about 7 billion people, and although some of these 10 commandments are pretty reasonable, staying in touch with nature, but it mostly just calls for the mass genocide of over 90% of the world's population, as well as the call for a one world government, a one world language and religion, pretty much. Who is really behind these mysterious guidestones? It's clearly evident that many people are not happy that we have this monument here in America, as shown by the multiple pieces of vandalism. Clearly, people are not welcoming of this call for a new age of reason by this mysterious and secretive group of wealthy individuals who have ordered and commissioned the erecting of this structure. Also, as the Truthstream Media channel mentioned, there is another similar, very odd monument in front of the CIA building in Langley, Virginia, and that is the Kryptos monument, which is said to have been mostly decoded, but the encryption in this monument is very sophisticated, so this code has not fully been cracked, nor has the mysterious case of the Georgia Guidestones, but we can kind of fit the pieces together, and assuming that this is part of some New World Order agenda. I mean, this was called for by George H.W. Bush in that infamous address, and there are a wealthy group of bankers, owners of giant corporations, influencers of the mainstream media, and they are pulling the strings, but that does not give them any right at all whatsoever to think that they can justify killing off 90% of the world's population. The Guidestones are astronomically aligned to highlight particular celestial events, and the phrase R.C. Christian, a pseudonym, with the intentional misspelling of pseudonym that's located on the flagstone, is actually an anagram for the phrase untarnished conspiracy. There is also a book about the Guidestones entitled Dark Clouds over Elberton, the true story of the Georgia Guidestones. This article was published by Natural News, written by J.D. Hayes, and is entitled, "Have FEMA Coffins Been Stockpiled to Meet CDC Requirements for Disposing of Bodies During a Pandemic?" Here are some pictures of the massive stockpile of these coffins that are being held in Madison and Covington, Georgia. There is about 500,000 plastic, quote, coffin liners, unquote, on Industrial Drive or Lions Club Drive in Madison, Georgia. These coffins are constructed at a Covington factory, Vantage Products, stored at a leased field, and that field is rumored to be leased by the CDC. They are strangely referred to as a burial vault made by Polyguard Vaults. Brandon Smith noticed that the Dallas Institute of Funeral Service Administrator, when interviewed for a Yahoo News report, revealed that, quote, hermetically sealed coffins are not common in the slightest for burial, end quote. However, the CDC's coffins patent states that they are for burial or cremation of bodies exposed to infectious diseases. This site at the Guidestones describes the astronomical features, the author, which is an alias, as well as the phrase, which is an anagram, the sponsors, which reads, "A small group of Americans who seek the age of reason," and a time capsule description, which eerily omits the burial and excavation dates. The Georgia Guidestones, the CDC, and their massive stockpile of coffins are all located in northern Georgia. For Revolt Records, I'm Ms. Morris. Stay informed, everyone.